Mark in the count. The swing arm now coming back as our countdown continues.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Brick Something News. Man, it's a full house today. We're doing some of this. We're doing some of that. We're getting adjusted. If you haven't been following, we just came from a whole other universe over in the latinlegions channel with these guys. El Chavos de latinlegions. What's up, folks?
What's up, brother?
Hola.
We all made it. It took us a while. We were going through the portal. It took us some hiccups to get here, but welcome to you guys from Latin Legions. We were playing some games over there. If you missed it, check out, I think it's in the description of this one. Go check that out. We did a quick episode. I was with you guys a couple of weeks ago, had a blast. I put this show on pause just so I could hang out.
Appreciate that. That was a show too.
No, for sure. So we got Tony, we got Matt, we got Alan, we got Ed. And so we were over there playing some games, an A through Z game, and it reminded me how old I am because my brain was not. I was like, wow.
And go figure, you were still the winner, so you beat these other knuckleheads.
So if you're not familiar with Latin Legions, yes, the Legions name is there, and these guys definitely talk about Legions, even though they forgot some of the toy lines today. But they bring on we're in and out panels. So they bring in all sorts of guests all the time from the Legions community, from the toy community. I'm curious. I've never actually heard you tell this story. I think you a while back, early on. I saw you on an interview somewhere else. But could you tell the story of how you all got together and decided to do a podcast together?
Oh man,
I'll let one of you other guys say it.
I was
tell a story.
I was pretty intoxicated at the time, so I was like,
Indeed, you were.
I don't know how
good your recollection is.
Yeah,
we were at Al and I met at Legions Con 2022, and we stayed, friends and stuff, and so then we met up at Legions Con 2023, and we were hanging out at the bar, and we ran into a couple other people that had previously known each other, Tony and Ed. Go check out their Toy Locos channel for some reviews. There's a new review up there right now.
Oh, yeah.
And so we got to chatting and drinking, and I think Tony maybe had some rum that was being passed around. And basically what I remember after that is waking up and looking at my phone and being like, Latin Legions? Then I saw Tony and Ed downstairs later on in the day, and then Tony said something, and once I heard his voice, I'm like, "Oh shit, that's what that is." So we met up at Legions Con, and we just decided, hey, let's do this. And we did some hanging out for like a month, getting to know each other, and we were like, yeah, I think this is a thing we all want to do. So we've been doing it.
And that's
I remember, guys.
Episode what now?
Yeah.
We're at like 63,
something,
but when we do special ones, we don't number them. Like today.
I was going to say, did that last one count? You're not going to count? Thanks, man.
It was a special.
No.
It was a special episode.
Okay.
Special.
Like
hopefully we get
touched at camp, and there's a special episode. It was like one of those.
Very special.
So did it just work out to be sort of like for Latinos, like getting together, and you're like, we're gonna call it Latin Legions? Is it like, was there?
Yeah, I think Al. Al was talking to the Euro Legions guys, right? And he was like, "Oh, Latin Legions in there," and I think Mal was like, "Yeah, you guys should do it." So there's kind of some,
there's kind of the alliteration of the name itself, Latin Legions, LO.
It's perfect.
We weren't trying to be segregating. We actually want, being two Puerto Ricans and two of Mexican origins, So we just took it, roll with it. As you can tell, we don't segregate anything. Our show is as open as it is fun. We have people from Four Horsemen Studios to people from
Sure.
Toy
photographers,
Yeah.
Yeah, we had D13, he's obviously not Latin. So
Yeah, it isn't about segregation.
Like
it's about
Kickstarters, right? Didn't we have
representing a community
yeah.
by us four who happened to be toy collectors and became friends
Yeah.
over a whim of saying, hey, we're four dudes, let's do it.
Right. It was funny. It just fell into place. We were in the lobby. We were just sitting down. I remember I was with my toys in the lobby showing them off. And then I think that's how we met. And from there,
he was showing us his real doll that he had his own measurements specifically made for.
Do you have to pay for a flight ticket for the real doll? How does that work?
No, he drove. So
he drove. She was in the back seat.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Hold it up.
Deal with the carpool lane. Gotcha.
Yes, exactly.
So
the cop's like, man, that woman sure looks scared. She's like,
it's not segregation, it's celebration, right? And then of course, like, we can't help it. Who we are, we bring to the table. We're as collectors, yes, we're collectors, we're into the thing, but we have our particular lenses based on our experience, our community, and so it is what I love it. I appreciate that you all are doing your thing. So welcome to the Brick Something channel.
Yeah.
Today
we were either going to call ourselves the Latin Legions or the Brown Warriors. Your choice.
Oh, I could sign up for that one. But yeah. So it is the Needless ephemera we saw, which is usually an acronym for the news. But today let's do I was calling it the N.O.T.I.C.A.S, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Needless obsessive. Oh wait, N.O.T.I.C.A.S. Needless obsessive toy interactions. N.O.T.I.I. Because it's a Sunday. N.O.T.I.C.A.S. Thank you. So that's what we are doing today. If you've ever watched the show, we talk about all sorts of, some of it's news, some of it's just like, hey, look at this cool thing, let's talk about it. And so today we've assembled the Latin Legionnaires to come through and talk toys. So let's first, of course, more importantly, like, we're all right, but the people who are watching live with us, they're super important too. So let's say hello to those folks. Brian Carr is here. What's up? Good to see you, man. Good to see you again, I should say, on this beautiful Sunday. Larry's Geeky World, hello again. I was on the Saturday Morning Toy Collectors AWok show this morning, the Tribe, with some of the folks that there, and then some folks in the chat. So that was cool. Mr. Ryan Clark Toys.
What's up?
Go check it out. I'll shout out to the AWok fans coming together. Mr. Ryan Clark, what's up? Pinnacle of Decadence. Ooh, that's deep.
Ooh, I love
you
that
are
name.
pinnacle.
Nice.
Damn. Buenas tardes, saludos desde, what is it? I cannot see. Altiplano Marquense? I need help. ¿Cómo se dice eso en inglés?
You just said it.
English. Anyways, Mark, what's up? He's straight up. Hey, you're
I know
late.
Mark already had that sign. Yeah.
Yes. Keep the yes. I'm late. Are you dissing my culture? Okay, Dave Orkin is here. What's up? Hey, you guys. Action Figure Girl is here. What's up with YouTube? Have you noticed that YouTube's not giving you the name sometimes? On your stream, didn't it say Action Figure Girl?
Yeah. I didn't notice this looks
and then here
different.
For some reason, and now today it's
right?
Yeah, I noticed that on another stream. I don't know. It's all a mystery. YouTube. Alberto Morales, what's up, man? Let's go.
Saludos.
Rick Jones is here. What's up? Hello, San Jose.
Rick Jones. What's up, brother?
Yeah, teleporting. Banff. We Banff. It smells like
saw that?
sulfur up in here. Let's see.
From the East Coast to
this
the West
guy's
Coast.
here.
What's up,
Matt?
What's up, collectible fun?
Getting around.
Twinsies?
This guy knows.
We're twinsies.
We should become best friends.
Yeah, right.
Nolan. Yeah, see, I'm not used to the Nostrum 82, but what's up, Nolan? I know that's you. John, the Collecting Brothers. Hello.
What's up?
Check out.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, man, I loved watching the Collecting Brothers on Saturday mornings, man. I was laughing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Green Geek 8899.
Zach.
Sorry, it's all what they give us.
What's up, dude?
Good fellas. Kenma Sinapa. E. McNeil, what's up, Big E? Good to see
What's up,
you.
bro?
What's going on, man?
Oaks. Santos is here again.
Santos.
See, it's like it's
Hola,
got his full
Santos.
on.
I know.
It's got his government name in there.
I
It's
know.
got his
He's
YouTube
64
government
years
name.
old. Wow.
Santos Rivera 9364. Let's see.
You got
Solo
his social
Center.
security number on it.
Seriously.
Nah, I'm just kidding. What's up,
What's up,
Santos?
Solo Center? Good to see you.
Solo,
Saw him
what's
this
up, brother?
morning too. We were talking AWOK. We'll talk a little bit of AWOK today because I just can't not do it. TJC Toy Memories. TJC, what's up?
TJC.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to sort of remember like whose names were real. Vaz, what's going on? Hello, hello. Brick News. Yes. Gotta get Vaz. The two Vazes back here. Rob Zamora, what's up, man? I saw him this morning too.
Hey,
Rob.
TD3 Trooper saying, what's up, my dudes?
What's up, TD?
What's going on?
Blake.
Hey, what's
What's
up,
up, Blake? Good.
What's up, Blake?
What's up, brother?
Blake Recon Rage is here. Happy Sunday to you
What's
all.
up, Blake?
Yeah, sorry. I keep missing your messages. Blake, what's up with that? Oh no, you know what? It's not here anymore, man. Anyways, I think YouTube's doing something odd. Because he was here earlier and I was trying to tell everybody, hey, go over to Latin Legions. Twizzler19. Hello, hello.
What's up, Twizzler?
Big Twizzler
What's up?
fan. All right. He's calling you all duendes. He's not talking to me. Okay. So all right. Here, I'm just gonna I need to click this. There. He's actually Blake actually left a super chat. Was that just last week? I think it was, and then I never called it out. So I suck. So basically I owe him money. So thank you, Blake. All right. So here's what we do. You're probably seeing that URL that keeps like swinging on the bottom there. It's because we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. I'm a visual person. So I do put together a document. If you go to that document or use the QR code down by Ed, it'll take you to there. I usually will update it like after the show. It should be pretty quick today because I like to see stuff. And we're looking at toys. Toys are beautiful visual things. So let's look at them as we talk about them. Okay. There's a bunch of us today, so we had to make extra room. Let's see. I think we go like that. There you go.
Yeah.
So let's
Very
go
nice.
ahead and toys. And then I'm doing fancy today. I'm doing 2 computers. I'm on this computer. Hey. All right.
A lot of multitasking here for your brick.
Yeah. You know how we do it. Okay. You guys are called Latin Legions. I assume you're into Mythic Legions a little bit.
Yo, yeah.
I dabble.
I'm actually kind of curious. Before we get started, let's do some quick context, quick go around. What are the sort of like the top 3 lines that you say you invest the most money in currently?
Who wants to go first?
Your
Go ahead.
wives aren't listening. It's fine. Go ahead.
All right, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Mythic Legions. That's my number 1.
Mhm.
Number 2, I'm gonna say is G.I. Joe. I put a lot of money into that. And
Classified specifically, or
yeah, classifieds. Yeah,
and then sorry,
And,
cut you off.
and Motu.
What are you getting in Origins, Masterverse?
That whole umbrella.
Nice.
Origins,
Got it.
Masterverse. But now I'm getting into SH Monsterage and Haya. So those are kind
Oh
of pricey.
man! So you're working hard, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
rabbit hole
for that-
indeed.
for that
Wow.
money.
Indeed.
Indeed. Let's go visually let's go clockwise. So Al.
I want to say Mythic Legions.
Hmm.
It's kind of between Mesco and Mythic Legions. I want to say a little Mesco. I think Mesco. That's
Okay.
where my main line, like the most, where I spend the most money.
Not hard
and
to
then
do.
obviously fourhorsemen,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and the third one would be. It's not an exclusive. It's not all, but I wanna like bundle it. Like, I'm trying to like support like content creators, like, you know, people that make props. Like I bought some expensive 112 props. Like, you know, have you heard of Grime City?
No.
Grime City. He's from Canada. he makes like 112 like bus shelters and like phone booths and real nice, like with graffiti and all with lights and all that. So I've
Very
been
cool.
trying to buy like support, you know, other content creators that make you know, props, and like the third party toys would be like, you know, the stuff that I get from 5K, but it's all kind of like bundled up, you know.
I know it well. When you get a chance, please send me that Grime City some point. I'm really curious to see.
Yeah,
that.
you could look him up on Instagram. He's
I
he's
tried
well
to,
known.
but...
Grime City.
Like grind, GRIND, like you're skating?
No, Grime.
Oh, Grime City. Got you.
Grime
Grime.
He's really known in the community.
It's a dirty city.
And, yeah, he's awesome, man. Yeah.
Oh,
so
dope. Like City,
yeah,
Citty. Oh, this stuff is
yeah.
awesome. I've seen his stuff in people's photos of like
So I got a bus shelter and a payphone coming my way soon. But yeah, it was a big waiting list. He does like small batches and made to order. And I've been on the wait list for a while, so I was lucky enough to, and they're a little, but I like to support, you know.
I appreciate that. I'm the same way.
Yeah, so.
Grime City, check it out, folks. That'll be our first thing we'll talk about in a little. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, basically, generally, just a lot of Four Horsemen stuff. And then I dabble, you know, I cherry pick here and there some Savage Crucible and AWOKs. And then I will do Black Series, Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe. You know, if I see them at Ross, I'll pick those up. I have a bunch of those already, but I'm not usually pre-ordering or getting stuff at retail nowadays for that kind of stuff. I'll just, you know, go check out the RossCon or Amazon sale.
The RossCon.
Hey,
cool. And you mentioned Savage Crucible. Can I just say, when this comes into work, like in these boxes, I feel weird. It makes it look like I'm buying some weird, like, you know, Portland IPA or something.
Yeah,
it's
all right.
Really good looking, like, beer box. Okay.
Yeah, it does. It
good
does.
Stuff. Wave 2, baby. How about you, Tony? What are you spending your money on?
I actually cut back a lot. So most of my money, toy money, goes to Four Horsemen Studios line of figures. Then I would say Savage Crucible. And finally, not to be third place, but without any order, I would say WWE Elites.
Oh, nice.
Wrestling figures.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. I'm trying to.
And then any tangents that have to do with fantasy world, you know, one-offs like Conan from Mezco and XesRay figure toys, you know, Cabans of Glory, stuff like that.
Nice. Blake is on it already. Oh no, sorry, Brian Carr is on it already. But if anybody else in the chat currently or watching this on the replay, I'd actually would love to know, for all of you, what are the top 3 lines that you're spending most of your money on? And you know, that's just whatever. You answer it however you will, because you know, if you're buying really expensive toys, it's really easy for some of those to move up. But on that note, we got Brian Carr saying Mythic Legions, Marvel Legends, AWOK, and many, many more. Vaz, what's up? AWOK, Savage Crucible, Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, McFarlane, NECA at this point. Just keep going, keep going. I love watching their videos of them unboxing.
You could do an A through Z of
her birthday
toy lines that we actually collect.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Tony would penalize you for all the toy lines that you name.
-1.
Blake is saying Joy Toy Warhammer, Four Horsemen, of course, G.I. Joe Classified. Larry's Geeky World is coming in with Power Rangers, Thundercats, and other Ultimates, and AWOK. Nice. Too much hate from my perspective on the Ultimates line.
Right.
But,
the Super 7
let's see.
Ultimates?
Yeah. I'm a local kid in, you know, San Francisco up here now. And they've got some cool stuff. Rob El Spooky Zorro is saying Mythic Legions, or all Legions, I'm assuming. AWOK, Savage, and what's OnlyFans? Is that a cool line? I know nothing about that. Can you guys?
That adds up. That's
that made by
burning
Kenner?
money there.
It's Kenner. Oh, Kenner OnlyFans. Man,
Kenner. I think Kenner makes that.
Santos is saying Mythic Legions, gorillas, and lighthouses. Help me out.
So maybe he just likes to buy toy gorillas and statues of lighthouses.
or
got a
just
gorilla
travel the
with you.
world and find old
Unless he
abandoned
actually collects
lighthouses
real
and buy
life
the property.
gorillas.
I would take a 1/12 scale lighthouse. That would be cool.
Right?
Heck yeah.
That'd be really nice. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that'd be tight.
TJC is saying he's pre-ordered the Studio Series 86 Megatron recently. That's about it
nice.
lately.
That is a nice piece.
Yeah. All right. Hey, what's up, Final Crash 244? Late to the stream, but Brick, are you doing SDCC predictions? I am not, but are any of you guys going to SDCC?
No, it's too crowded for me.
I know, and you're not too far from there. I'm the same way, man. I haven't been there since 2011. Or no, 20. I think it might have been 2012 actually, or 2013.
It's like a 2-hour drive, but it's so crowded. I could be like, "Oh, I'll meet you guys somewhere," and then it's like you won't find people. You won't find your people. They'll be on the other side of somewhere.
I like to go to conventions where you could actually go to every table and buy stuff. Like have the option of buying stuff. Not really
you
just,
gotta
looking at
too
not
damn
really
crowded.
just looking at the releases or the future. It's cool to see them on like prototypes on display, but I actually want to have like the option of buying something if I like something. But
they've got a lot of stuff there. I mean, there's a lot of options and there's a lot of like sort of other vendors that are there. But no, to your point, it's definitely become more of a place where you come through and show what's coming, and it's a little bit different, kind of an industry show. Let's see what other folks are saying. Honorable mentions. Blake's just like, I'm just buying a bunch of stuff. Monster Force, NECA Predators, Savage Crucible, G.I. Jetman saying G.I. Joe, Marvel Legends, Jada Street Fighter, AWOK, and some Monster Force. Cool. Legions and Plunderlings. Love that.
Oh, that's cool.
4-H, AWOK, Joy Toy, and Blockies. Oh man,
Blockies coming in strong. Yeah, that's the
I haven't seen the Blockies
to collect.
Yeah, Blake was he was educating me on Blockies, and I'm very tempted by that sound wave. And what's up, Kenzo? Good to see you, man. Happy Sunday to you too, sir. All right. So first off, let's just start with this because Al brought it, I'm totally not familiar. I've seen this person's work and had no idea. Like I wasn't even following this, but check out Grime City. Let's call it Audible. So these are dios and like highly detailed. All of this stuff. Do you know, Al? Is this person like hand painting all this graph and everything?
I think he does. I don't know. Like I have followed him for a while. I mean, I've had him on my, following and on Instagram for a while, but I've never really dove into like buying stuff. And it was kind of like, it was kind of like one of those, like those spontaneous, plastic addiction, you need your.
I think he was going to say fix as he's sitting there pouring the looks like he's about to put the plastic in
nice
his vein.
freeze, yeah.
So that are really that go with that. So I need a lot of little props for my street dials. So I was like, I need a payphone and I need a bus shelter. So I used to do graffiti art myself, so I really
nice.
I really enjoy that. So I really appreciate the artwork, that art form.
Without putting yourself into legal danger, can you tell us what you used to write?
He does amazing things. Anything he does is just mind blowing. He did like a couch, like a sofa for pre-order. He did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, this stuff's great, man. This one I've seen in people's different people's shots, or it must have been his shots. I don't know. Like, this guy.
That bus shelter is huge too. It's pretty nice, pretty decent size.
Cool, man. Well, thank you. See, like you're saying, you like to support these indies and these makers. That's totally what this show's about. Like, I just look for stuff that I find particularly interesting, or just kind of like, wow, I'm really impressed by the people who are like putting this stuff together. Clearly, there's a lot of like love and art in this. So that's great, man.
For the purposes of world building too. For the purposes of
and like that bus shelter, you could swap out the artwork, the billboard. Yeah, you could swap it out. So it's pretty cool, man. I appreciate all his artwork. I mean, it's really nice, and it's a lot of hard work. The detail. It's all hand painted.
Wow.
And you could get them customized. Like he could have you like say if you want a certain tag. Like say, hey, you want a couple tags that you want to say something. Like customized so pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so my understanding is you got an incredible discount. So if your loved ones are watching, he only paid like $10. But for the rest of us, do you have a sense of how much something like this might cost?
I think the bus shelter is like $275 Canadian,
Sweet.
$275 Canadian. So
Yeah,
I don't know what the actual amount is in dollars.
Yeah.
Since
there's a lot.
I don't know.
I'm looking at his Etsy. Yeah, $275 Canadian for that.
No, go to his. Don't go to his Etsy. Go on.
Well, I'm saying that has the prices.
Yeah,
Sure.
There's another website. I think it's grimecity.com. There's another link where it takes you directly to his shop. It's not Etsy, and it'll give you more items and
Cool.
So,
we'll check it out. But that's awesome.
Yeah.
And congratulations for you to getting that $300 something awesome prop for like $20, man. You are
Thank
brilliant.
you, man.
Well done.
I'm very fortunate.
Use code Alberto at checkout.
I got the birthday discount.
Yes.
Code.
Happy birthday too, by the way.
I got
Feliz
the
cumpleaños
birthday-
again.
Inbox Al code.
Yeah, I got the birthday code.
Cool. So if
Awesome.
anybody's watching, your loved ones and concerned about your finances, no, he's good. He's good. Okay.
Yep.
Speaking of which, this Wednesday we might all get hit with some things to buy, because this Wednesday over on the Four Horsemen Studios YouTube channel, they're going to do another reveal special. And they have the teaser image and a little bit of storytelling, care of, I'm assuming, Jeremy Gerard, Keeper of the Lore, giving us a little bit of storytelling, saying, hey, this is us moving properly past that first big story arc, right? And now we're moving into, the sort of Erethyr and company have all been defeated. Moment of peace, but then something's happened up in Einsamal. Did you all get to follow this and sort of check out the tease? Have you been hearing about this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll highlight some stuff. Clearly, first off, if you look at the awesome artwork, we're seeing some bloodiness happening here.
Yeah.
We're seeing the letter from Einsamal reports that numerous townfolk have been slaughtered, taken in the night by some unseen monster. And that's pretty gruesome. So I'm getting icy horror vibes. My brain went to The Thing, or of course, Yeti, or I don't know, what are some other things? Werewolf, right?
Yeah, werewolf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you guys think? What's your thoughts on what we might be getting in this wave from this tease?
Well, I was in the
Armored
Legions
Snowman.
chat on Friday, and I got laughed at for suggesting polar bear. But I mean, that still would have been cool.
G.I. Joe's coming out with one. I go with armored snowman.
I mean, the parts are there. You could, I don't know if Bodvar's body would quite work, but okay. So you were thinking polar bear just came out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now I'm sorry if you were traumatized.
Yeah, I know. It's happening again.
But okay. Other folks, any other guesses? And it's all just guesses. We'll find out on Wednesday.
It's got to be some kind of monster. I'm thinking Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
It says monster right there. So,
yeah, yep.
A Wendigo, some kind of Wendigo.
Frost vampire. I heard frost vampire. That's cool, man. And then I guess the sort of people who are going to meet this thing, right?
Yeah.
So I was talking with Joe G, and he's all on the D&D tip, and he's like, the RPG's coming out, and what if it's it's the monster plus whoever these adventure party is out to kind of go figure out what's happening, and oh, that'd be kind of cool. So
I'm excited about the cloth.
So
goods.
that'll be
what type of cloth goods they're going to make for these winter frost creatures.
Yes, some furs, right?
What if we get some
nice
slaughtered townsfolk, even accessory pieces with with whatever the creature is, or
oh man,
or even just the townsfolk to be kidnapped.
Wild.
People have been talking about townsfolk, and they specifically put townsfolk in there. I mean, so you never know.
It's true.
Yeah. Ooh, reading between the lines, very well.
Werewolves.
I love it. Yeah, other folks are saying Yeti, werewolves. Alberto saying a new type of ice creature or snow creature would be wild. Wendigo would be pretty awesome. Some form of, whatever Mythosian version is there. Some frost ogres, some frost goblins, winter wolf, ice dragons. Damn.
Oh, you know there's
this
going to
guy
be color
appears.
variants.
Hey, Big G.
So correct.
What's up, G?
Greg? What's up, Big G? So he'll that's cool. Whatever it is, we're getting some kind of creature or creatures.
Yep. I think it's going to be every
reason I was
Rick, I think it's going to be every figure that was released prior, but in blue.
okay. Variants. I love it. That's very Motu of you. I'm thinking the other piece is Reign of the Beasts was announced, right? So we know there's those parts are in play. So my brain, I also kind of went in this direction, either werewolf or sort of Yeti, because there's like furry parts, whether it's between the Odysseus or the this isn't the right word, but I keep saying hyena. Yeah. So
now
Brian Carr's thinking
there's
Yeti
kind of
makes
lore
the most
that
sense.
there's werewolves up north.
Say it again.
Is there some kind of lore with werewolves up north in this frosty region? Because I've never heard of werewolves in this setting.
In Mythos?
Yeah.
Or just in sort of
around,
like
in
lore
general.
in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so.
Okay.
Like, did you guys check out those loose collector wolves, the big ones, the crypt?
Yeah,
I have
it
those.
could be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
but
Foray
they're
has
like
the white veteran.
There's a white one.
Yeah.
But these are different. The veteran Williams is a little bit different. This is loose collector.
No, but I'm saying they also had
had
a white wolf as well.
They did.
I got them
You're
all.
right. But they're like the four directions, right? The north, south, west, and east. So like I could see something like that. I mean, it's Mythos too.
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't mind if it wasn't anything that we know. I wouldn't mind if it was just some kind of creature, but like using some, beastie thing. Folks are guessing. Brian's saying vampires live in the White Spine, which is a cold region. So in Mythos, I love it.
30 Days of
Using
Night.
that lore.
30 Days of Night movie had the winter advance.
And often where you have vampires, you can have werewolves,
This is all true.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
A Grendel as well. A Grendel. Grendel's a good option.
Oh. Yes, Beowulf. Love it.
I love me some werewolves.
Yeah, but a polar bear is. I wouldn't put
there you
that
go,
out
Santos.
of the,
You're not alone.
I wouldn't put that out of the picture though. A polar bear.
Yeah, both are.
They could always reuse that. Yeah, I mean, and they're also known for reusing a lot of the parts.
Yeah.
And it'd be more.
Santos, I was gonna say you're not alone, but
yeah.
Yeah, but both Matt and Al are like with you on the potential of that polar bear. We got to get that Bodvar reuse. Sure. ¿Qué es esto?
The tooling's already there,
latinlegions / bricksomething crossover. Sorry, was that? Oh,
I said the tooling is. No, the tooling is already there, so so it's really the turnaround time is it's shorter, and that usually that's what they do with the waves. They'll we've seen it in previous waves where a bunch of the there's just they try to reuse the parts where it's like the turnaround time is not too long. It's not taking like 2 or 3 years to get our.
This is like the All-Stars wave, basically, but
kind of exactly. But kind of that's what I think it is.
Yeah, is this the equivalent of
troll line,
Is this the equivalent of last year's Agbender release? Like that sort of
Yeah.
I would say.
Okay. Freaks figure is saying 6 foot ice dragon. So he's just they already went with Beathir. Let's go, more dragons.
Ice dragon.
And then Nolan is saying Baba Yaga would make a pretty cool figure. Absolutely.
Indeed,
I would love to see that in Figura. And Collection Nexus is always claiming primero.
What about some updated trolls? Like with better articulation.
Oh.
Yeah, instead of I would say.
Think about it. They have the frost troll, right? We had the ice troll. We got the frost ogre, right? Coming out.
Yep.
So they have to add some more monstrosities to that region. So I can't wait for it.
Eventually.
Yeah,
that's right. We got Neve. Oh, lots of cool icy stuff already.
Yeah, we got.
We'll find out Wednesday. Yeah, we'll find out Wednesday. We'll know for sure what's going on. Be patient. enjoy, start saving,
Yeah.
start canceling pre-orders or whatever you need to do. So that's coming. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at this. You mentioned XesRay, Tony.
Oh yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm sure you're
Version
familiar
2.
with
Berenice.
yes, they're doing Berenice version 2. They showed sort of the painted prototype. They showed us actually this a while back. So that's with her armor, and that's what she'll look like. But this stuff, I love my XesRay figures, especially what is wave 3 of the 3 women, and then the 2 sort of like little Centurion dudes. Hard to get, right? So they knew they were onto something because folks really like inhaled these toys. And then so there's this one, Berenice. Again, she's a version 2 of the original. And I'll just kind of flip through some of the photos. The head sculpt looks really clean.
It's not even a reissue. It's a totally different sculpt, updated.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Anybody else here got some XesRay toys?
Can you take note of the comment on their Brick? That's one right up there.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
Apparently he's ready. He's ready.
Greg also made a statement regarding.
I love that comment. What a great
Wednesday's
comment.
drop.
Was that?
Greg also made
this
a
guy
comment
going
from,
back.
Wednesday's drop.
Yeah, he's saying we're gonna be really surprised. All right,
really surprised. We
I'm
always
surprised, and
we always are.
It's gonna be cool.
Definitely get into the XesRay figure line. It's an amazing line.
I have a few of them.
Hey, Freaks Figures saying Wednesday, since they're going to do that reveal, is also his son's birthday. So you'll be spending a lot of money that day. Happy birthday to your son, man. Actually, I'm a bad dad right now. Today is my youngest's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Who knows what's up?
I don't know.
Yeah, I literally love them all. Love the ladies. You know, it's funny. We came up at a time when, and even pretty recently, I'd say in the last like 5 years ago and beyond, getting women action figures was like few and far between, right? Especially in the 80s and 90s, they were notorious for like having these shows that had a bunch of women in it, but then they give you all the toys and they never made the women. And so now it's kind of cool that, like, I know XesRay, it takes a while, right, to have the money to retool and create brand new figures, which is usually why it takes a while. So they took 2 waves. They did their dudes for 2 waves, and then they came strong with like a mostly all women wave, and they look great. Really good action figures.
Phenomenal.
Here's the other one that they're showing. Hilder.
This is a standout.
Lone Walker. Yeah.
That's nice.
I had one.
This rivals N.E.W.S from. I'm sorry. This rivals N.E.W.S to me with compared N.E.W.S from fourhorsemen to Hilder. Gorgeous.
I'll leave my issues out and I'll circle back, but I just want to highlight, not in a weird way, you bunch of weirdos, her body. So no, but like it's not the same body. They like went back and did even more work, which is funny because usually, you know, you do the 2 waves of the men using that original buck, then they prepped this women buck, and they're doing even some like new tooling because that's I don't think the same body completely. Do you happen to remember, Tony? I don't have mine. No, I think did they have that butterfly looking thing?
No,
yeah, they didn't have that little.
Oh, yep. This is new sculpting from top to bottom.
She is in there.
Oh, wow!
That was cool.
I'll take
the artistry alone with this.
Look at all that sculpt.
We got to get 2 of them.
Yep, exactly. I mean, the
is
price
that how
point
you work?
Is also pretty good. The price point, yeah. Me and Ed depends on like Mythic Legions and Tutorials for like putting multiple heads, sometimes 3 heads. So we usually get 3 figures.
Yeah.
The legendary barbarian came with how many hair sculpts? 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're like, I can't display him just with black hair.
I know.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, here was the prototype that they showed.
That's
nice. This is looking really good. I'm really excited. It is a little weird to me that they ended up doing like a Berenice 2.0 at all. Like, why not just sort of like?
I think she was a standout of that wave.
Sure.
She also had
kind of weird. I mean,
LA Comic-Con exclusive, the black armor.
Mm-hmm.
which was hard. That's
true.
a
That's true.
Grail piece. Yeah, if you're thinking of Grails from.
Is there a big secondhand markup price on her? Maybe
There is
on all of them.
On all of them, yeah.
But you know, it's sort of like it actually kind of doesn't look a whole lot like her if you look at the two portraits. Actually, let me see. Oop, not that. That's the next thing. But here's the original Berenice.
Yeah,
great figure. Man, the armor's really cool. It was a little bit, you know, you just got to be a little bit careful. I think here's the awesome other figures. This is Vlatia.
Yeah, I got Vlatia. That's what I got.
I got all three of them, and I love them. But if you look at the faces, right, there's definitely some changes going on. And this is my little nitpick. My little nitpick is that here I appreciated that, like, you know, they're warriors, right? They're whatever, barbarians or in the Colosseum. Over here, sometimes I'm kind of like, where are they getting that eyeliner? And like, are they sitting in the mirror before going out to battle? And someone was like, come on, man. Like, they're allowed to be feminine. And I was like, no, it's not me dissing, like saying they're not allowed. It's just, it's a little bit weird because this line in particular, they were kind of leaning a little bit more towards sort of realistic, right? With like Roman.
Doesn't Vladia have like a scar on her face?
Yeah, like they weren't all.
I think I saw like a scar.
Yeah, and they weren't all like, you know, super like glammed up. So, but whatever. It's just, it's a total little nitpick. It's, you know, we grew up with it. Tila had her makeup. Wonder Woman for some reason was able to look awesome,
right? Yeah.
Before battle. But total nitpick.
Well, at least they look good. At least you don't have to smell them, because that was the thing back then. How often were you able to shower? So.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it took me a minute. The teacher was just saying, "Sure, yes," but that'd be true for He-Man. You imagine how bad He-Man smells?
Oh man,
changing from Adam then to He-Man, doing all that. All that heavy lifting.
Boots.
Yeah, dude, he ain't changing that loincloth. He's never cleaning those furry boots.
Never once was the episode that said I use Snuggle to keep my loincloth soft.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah, definitely with the new rendition, you could, if you don't have the initial drop of Berenice, it's okay.
Yep.
You know, you have this one, but it's a totally different sculpt. It's like having a new figure.
Yeah.
So in your own storyline, you don't even have to call her Berenice. You can call her something else if you want.
You're totally in, Al?
I'm all in on the female combatants. Yeah, I regret not going all in on all three of them when I had the chance at Big Bad Toy Store, and then all of a sudden they sold out, and the price on the aftermarket skyrocketed, and then I was like, wow. And then I was fortunate enough to one of my buddies that I met in my first Legions Con that I attended. He goes by the name of Cool Figs Bro on Instagram. We made a trade. Yeah, we made a trade with. I got him a Demistros PowerCon exclusive because I attended PowerCon in 2023, I think.
Nice.
So I got him. We did a trade. He had an extra Bladia in his warehouse. He's from California, so yeah, we did the trade, and we the next Legions Con we were trading, and I was really fortunate, and I really like her. Bladia is awesome, dude. She's gorgeous.
That's the one you got, or did you say Vladia and Tadala?
But I got Bladia. I got Bladia.
Gotcha.
He said he had a second one of Bladia. I'm like, dude, I'll take anyone, because I really didn't have any, so I really like them.
I tend to gravitate towards women figures, like I said, because they're few and far between, and if they look great, I'm like all about it. I grabbed all three, but he's pointing out that he loved the initial release, and these updated ones are a must. Double knees, and that's why I have this here against Stop Being Weird Boys. And what's up, Kevin? Toying Around is here. Hello.
What's up?
People thinking it generally looking good.
Yeah. And if you think
what's up, Ray?
What's
sorry.
up,
Ray did say hello earlier, and I think I jumped past her. What's up?
And if you think of Norse and Viking is in the zeitgeist right now. For a few years back, we have Vikings, the TV show, and now they're making a new series called Blood Axe. So they're already casting the cast of actors for that show. So it's almost like with these action figures, it's like falling right into play with what's in the zeitgeist right now. So hopefully we get more.
Yeah, for sure.
And you see Mythic Legions,
they're not always
Legions dropping.
Yep.
So it's cool.
Yep.
I'm down for this, especially with the fur. The fur is beautiful. The way the helmet.
I'm going all in on. I'll at least get one of each of the females they release for sure.
Hey, and Hilder over here, she'll be in that Eisenmal or what is it, Einzelmal, maybe battle on our shelves for that we'll find out.
Anything adjacent that works well with Mythic Legions, bring it on.
Yeah.
All righty, cool. Let's move past these. And so let's talk animals real quick and super quick, because I will say I was down on the Saturday morning Toy Collectors channel today and hanging out with Rob and Brian and Mark talking AWok on their tribe show. So check that out. But we broke this down, and I'll just I'll do the quicker version of this. So I handled the Kickstarter updates for the recent AWok Kickstarter campaign. And it came to my attention that, like, you know, those images are kind of hard to see when I was sort of sharing what was up with this character Meryl. And so I kind of wanted to show people kind of the development of it. And there's some cool behind the scenes stuff here. So we'll kind of go like chronologically. I think really early on when we saw this character on the Kickstarter, we got to see sort of this promo image, right? Sort of like concept art. This is the idea. These are the, you know, the early accessories and stuff they were thinking. But you get those turnarounds. Then eventually we started getting the prototypes. And so I just wanted to show people, like, you know, over time, as these things change, colors change, maybe accessories might change, not so much in this case, but things change. And this is what I wanted to show people, because people were asking on the Kickstarter. They're like, on the Kickstarter, it sort of shows his soft goods. And they were like wondering, well, what's underneath? And just wanted to make sure that people saw this. And you can check this out on my Instagram. But this was what was shared last weekend at Joe Fest. So if you check out those soft goods, Eric Harker at Harker Customs is doing some amazing stuff with soft goods. Just the pleating on this thing.
Yes.
The tailoring.
That was great.
And then you sort of see here the this is the key art that's used on packaging and all that. You can see the personality of and a little bit about who this character is. And, you know, there are some changes, right? Like the colors and all that. Again, here's that. Here's an early prototype, and I'm going to zoom through. So if you're curious about, like, oh, what's this process of making figures and even soft goods? There's some stuff in here between like Eric Harker and Jason Bienvenu of AWok, kind of doing the back and forth, making decisions around which fabrics to use. This is like an older prototype. You can see he doesn't have like the big poofy shoulders, or there's a different color. So I'm a sucker for like behind the scenes. I was saying earlier today, like, I'm the guy who buys the DVDs, not just for the movie, but for the whole like director's commentary and all that stuff. So getting to see all this stuff when Eric was like breaking down the patterns and how it's all comes together is just cool to me.
Awesome.
This is so soft goods in AWok are coming eventually. Did you all get to check out this Kickstarter and this like sort of more recent set of figs that went up not too long ago?
I was kind of at a time where I was kind of holding back on doing a lot of stuff, but I ordered the dog, the bulldog.
Oh yeah.
This guy was definitely on my list though. Like, so I'm sure I'll keep an eye out, see him at a show, or, you know, I'm kind of guy, I'll kind of wait and see if there's a sale or coupon or something, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll pull the trigger.
I got a few of them. I did the old cherry picking.
Yep. You got to. I get it. It's hard, but that's AWok. Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. Check that out. Let's go ahead and move on. Who are the G.I. Joe guys in here? We've got a couple. Yeah. So you've got some of that. Do you dabble at all in retired? Do you dabble in gridiron stuff at all, or have you seen this stuff?
No.
I need gridiron for making the weapons. The weapons.
I think looks sweet right there.
It's like a full-on vehicle that they designed.
Exactly, Tony. Like, you're like, oh, I remember them doing whatever, like custom guns and stuff. They're just like kept scaling up. They've been doing like parts for you to transform your like trouble bubble into like a mini mech. they've been doing all sorts of really cool stuff. And what's wild is that it's all printed, right? And sort of in this case, this is a kind of a massive project, the Phalanx APC, Armored Personnel Carrier. And it's got like all this just amazing little features. This is a video that Alan the Collector did, but it's just like all that, like even that netting, the
great.
wheels.
Looks cool.
It's definitely gonna, like, this is like what, 2 or 3, maybe even 4 Mythic Legions horses. This is a quarter, 2, maybe a half or 3/4 of a dragon. But check it out. You see all the sort of like, you can remove everything. Everything's super modular, and that,
those
of course,
LED lights?
Yep, lights up.
Okay.
Oh
yeah,
wait.
Cool.
Oh no, I don't think so. No, sorry, not on this one. I don't think so. But you can kind of see like there's all sorts of just love. Like it's like that thing, Grime City, right?
Yeah.
But there's all these just talented people making cool stuff for our shelves. This thing is locked and loaded. Definitely check out this video if you're, remotely interested in this thing, or even just like want to admire it. Because this is definitely a window shopping piece for me. This is not something I'm in for, but I'm just. It's cool, man.
I was going to say,
if you're into toy photography, this is definitely a piece to get.
Yep.
Sorry, Mac.
Yeah, I feel like this could be in your photos for like a month, just taking like close-ups and distance shots. And,
yeah.
What you saying, Matt?
No, I was saying this. I was going to say this is like something up Blake's alley, and then I look at the comments, and yep, he.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I felt a little bit
guess.
bad that I didn't actually get to talk with him about this, because I know this is definitely up his alley, but we didn't get to it. Let's see.
Alberto Morales thinks is maybe a little spicy.
Ooh, too spicy.
Too spicy.
Oh, it's definitely it's several $100s. I forget exactly how much, because honestly, that's how much I'm just window shopping on this thing. But I appreciate that it exists. I think it's
definitely
just dope.
I think it's
hey, Brian Carr with a super generous super chat, $5. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on the tribe today. Absolutely, man. The future of AWok is super bright. Please support Spiro and other indie toys. They need us now more than ever. Yeah, I mean, just because of the weird instability right now, business wise. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Sorry about that.
No, all good. Just with the tariff situation, the weird stuff that's happening with just people coming in and out of the queue at the factories, and just not only that, like there's a lot more indies than there were just like 5 years ago, right? A bunch of Kickstarters competing for factory time. And so, unfortunately, that means sometimes they don't have the product to sell at the same speed. And I know sometimes people get frustrated. I'll get back to that later. But at the end of the day, that also means that they're not necessarily making money. People like the new stuff, right? And so thank you for that sentiment, Brian. I appreciate you so much. To go back to some AWok stuff real quick, Nolan saying the Minstrel Cardinal looks so good. Larry's feeling it too. Alberto missed the XesRay women, but it's definitely going to look at those ones. Multiples. Like you guys. 2 heads, 2 bodies. Hey, what's up, 78? Good to see you, man. You get some rest. You got a long flight back to home, Indonesia. So Diggs is here. What's up, man? Thanks a lot of fellas. Just bought a Grime City couch. Yes.
Oh, damn.
I'm sure. I hope so. Go buy
Did
those.
you use code Alberto?
Inbox now.
Hey, I'm getting money, dude. I'm getting commission, so go ahead.
There you go, buddy. Extra happy birthday.
I'll send you my discount.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, Recon Rich, for that comment.
And yes, this thing is awesome but expensive, spicy. So Recon,
I saw someone in
Rage,
chat say
Blake,
$400.
Yeah, it's up there. That's what I've heard too. It's like
but it's comparable to what we've seen in vehicles before. I mean, from not putting aside, but Super 7, the
Thunder Tank.
Thunder Tank.
I'm gonna jump ahead.
And the new one they got coming out.
Do you have the Mesco Rumbler on your
Rumbler? I don't, but I'm happy to bring it up. I'll bring it up.
And Ramen Toys.
Yeah,
Ramen Toys as well. The racer.
I just saw the review by Happy Pursuits.
Yep, Happy Pursuit of Toys. I'll bring that up in a little bit.
Yeah, the
But this
Mescal
one,
Rumbler.
this is what Blake is saying. Shadow Phalanx. So this
Phalanx.
is the black version, the nighttime shadow ops with those
Oh,
vipers
cool.
chilling alongside, looking to do
Wow.
some damage.
Hmm.
Man, it's
Tell you, if you drop
pretty.
400, this is
Like,
gonna be in your photos for at least a year and a half.
You better
and on your
photograph.
All right.
shelves. And on your shelves until you know.
Why is
until
He-Man
something bad
in
happens?
front of a Shadow Phalanx? I don't know.
He-Man? Am I missing
Yeah,
something?
I'm gonna make,
I hear what you're in your
I'm gonna make
photos.
you. Yeah, I'm
Hell
gonna
yeah.
make use of it in my photos. Yeah.
He's bought most of the vehicles or vehicle upgrades. Gridiron stuff is the bomb. Absolutely.
Yep.
I appreciate, man, their quality. 78.2 owns a few gridiron products. They're the best at what they do. Needs weathering like acid rain. That is one thing. They come in like, pretty
Clean?
much my understanding is they're pretty clean. Yeah. So you do what you do, right? I would say.
Yeah, I would weather it up.
Cha-ching. You need that code. Is there a code for this,
Yeah.
Alberto? No, you don't have a code for this.
For what? For Grime City?
No, for this one. For you don't got a special birthday hookup. Would look great next to the ATL 25.
It's called Too Spicy. TOSPICY. Too spicy.
No, I got a too spicy code coming at you.
Let's see. And yeah, to the point about prices and stuff,
Preach!
like a HasLab.
Preach, Recon. That's
HasLab
right.
charges close to this. Some of this stuff is arguably much better than the stuff that Hasbro is producing. That stuff is damn good, I gotta say. But yes, I hear the argument. Let's see. All right, let's move on. I hear what you're saying, and it was in Pursuit of Toys. Tell us a little bit about it as I pull it up, Alberto. The Rumbler.
Oh, what was it? I'm sorry.
Tell us about the Rumbler.
The Rumbler is it's a 1/12 scale. It's a 1/12 scale like military battle vehicle that they announced. I think they might have announced it like a couple years ago, like in one of those like those con reviews. And I think one of the YouTubers, he goes by the name of Happy Pursuits. I don't know, it just randomly, because I follow him, I finally just like on my feed that he had the review for the Rumbler, and I was like, wow, that's been on my. I kind of wanted to see that vehicle, and it looks pretty cool. But I'm wondering what the price tag is going to be. I think it comes with a Death Adder. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Mescal figures.
Not too much.
Okay, what it comes with the Death Adder is it's kind of like it's just like a cobra, snake-headed, snake eyes bodied type figure that they released from the Rumble Society. So I think the Rumbler is going to come with that figure, but it's going to come with a variant exclusive included in the Rumbler. But I think Happy Pursuits didn't have the authority or the rights to review that. I think somebody else is going to review the figure itself. But I think he just reviewed the vehicle, and the vehicle looks awesome, man. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I was trying to remember where I saw it. I couldn't find it on Happy Pursuits, but shout out Lago Figs who posted it. And so here is stills of that video. For whatever reason, I was having a hard time finding it for the show, but I'll keep going. But it's looking good. It's Mezco size, right? So it won't quite fit your classifieds likely because they tend to be a little bit bigger. But speaking to your point about that other one, like the craftsmanship on these things and just sort of the overall design is really cool. And this one does have lights, full on, like, cabin lights. You got the front lights.
It has interior lights. It has the front headlights. It's pretty cool, man. I saw the whole review and I was really impressed. But I'm kind of afraid of the price tag. If it's a little too spicy, then I might have to pass on it.
Well, Mesco's your 112 hot toys, so I'm sure it's going to be up there.
If I get a Mesco discount, birthday.
Another birthday code, Mesco birthday code, hashtag. Hey, real quick. So like when I look at this stuff, I'm like, this stuff is killer. But I really want to know this. I'm with Adam, highly articulated.
Yeah.
How many cup holders? That's the big question.
There at least has to be 6, right? At least 6.
Yeah, how many cup holders and how many TV screens in the back?
And USB adapters, of course.
Entertained.
Yeah, you gotta charge all them phones.
Remember those little pop-up screens that to keep the kids entertained?
Yep.
The back seats, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to keep Gomez entertained in the back seat.
Yep. You could make it a soccer mom truck too,
Yeah.
But as far as
nice
details, the art's awesome. I agree with 78 though that there's a ton more detail in that other one.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. It's like I don't compare one versus the other. It's apples and oranges. And really, if you're in the Mezco world, this is it, man. Like size wise and everything. If you're into that, the Valaverse, the Action Force, Classified, Operation Monster Force, like size wise and theme wise, the other one might work. And Blake wants to make sure, man, I suck, Blake. I owe you a bunch of money. Recon Rage is saying Latin Legions and Brick. Thank you for all you do for the toy community. I appreciate you all, man. We appreciate you up in the Pacific Northwest.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Shout out.
I can't wait to see you at Legions Con.
Yep.
I got to hang out with Blake at the West Coast meetup, so that was cool.
Yeah, I met Blake at Legions.
If you guys haven't heard, coming out of that West Coast Mythic meetup, he picked up what I was dropping out there in terms of like trying to get other fans in other areas who are interested in bringing out more like Mythic Legions to their area. He is going to be hosting some kind of Mythic meetup type event in the summer of 2026. So if you're up there or can get up there and you're looking to be on this side of the country, keep that on your radar. 2026 summer.
My wife
Dave.
should go to those things, but she likes Portland, so she's down. She said we can go.
Okay. I like that. So she wasn't into the Bay, huh? She was like Sacramento, meh.
Yeah, and I told her we can go and we can stay some extra days, check out Portland. She's like, and I'll get a free day to myself while you're at the meetup. She's like, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Score. I do love the old school arts. I do appreciate a good acronym. Reinforced Urban Military Battle Land Rig.
Well, that's right in your sweet spot.
Yep.
Good call. Good call, Alberto, for this. And yes, Dynamo Dave, I'm sorry to report, and to Adam, it looks like no cup holders and no spinners. So
I'm just
no bumper buddy? No bumper buddy either? Damn.
I'm just afraid of
Alberto wants to know.
It's not right. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say,
Alberto, you know who's
making all that noise.
Stuff. The one who's always in box until he comes on the show.
Guilty. What were you saying, Alberto? Price is right. What would be a good price?
No,
for
I'm
you?
just saying
realistically.
What I saw, and I know they might give me some crap. Like they might bring in like all the tariffs and all this BS. The plastic is so expensive. The labor and all that. But I think, including that,
indeed,
just the thing that it's going to have a 1/12 scale Rumble Society figure included in the bundle sounds already, it sounds a little spicy already. So I'm thinking it's going to be like within $250 to $350 range, easy.
Okay. And did you get the mech, the Gomez mech?
I did not.
Okay. Do you kind of remember roughly how much that thing costs? Because it seems
that
like
thing was $350. That thing was $350, and it's nice. I mean, it's just that around that time, I was pre-ordering other expensive items, and I said, you know what?
Sure.
I don't really need that.
I'm thinking
I like
your number
Gomez.
should be doubled. You said 150 to 200. I'm thinking 300 to 400.
Well, I'm gonna go. What
conservative?
I'm just going what I saw, the quality, and it doesn't have a lot of paint apps. So I'm thinking maybe Mezco might do a little compensation there, since it doesn't have a lot of it has the sculpt and the detail, but it doesn't have the paint applications. You know what I mean? So sometimes the hand labor, the paint, That's a little.
But they're including a figure as well. That's the thing.
They're including a figure, and it's going to be like a. I think it might be like a variant, which is already tooled. It might be just a different paint. So I'm thinking 350 to 400 range on my end. So
okay, so this is take 2. I guess
it's going to be a little spicy.
Well, we shall see. We shall see. It looks great.
That number sounds more appropriate to me. Yep, that sounds good.
Yeah,
Looks
350
great.
to 400.
I like that we're getting 1/12 scale vehicles.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's only so much.
Me
room.
too. And
That's true, Matt. You make a valid point there too.
Yeah.
I tend to do that toy math thing where I'm like, okay, so this is not something I'll get. Generally, I do like this sort of like barbarian thing and crossover and do the sci-fi like Motu type thing. So I'm like, this won't work. So what was it, like 350 or something? I just saved $350. That means I can spend that $350 on something else.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You
this weird
validate
thing
your
that
future
happens in my
purchase.
brain.
Oh god, that's
Bad math.
mean.
Bad math.
That's smart.
That's not smart.
That's a smart thing.
Smart. It's
It's
the
smart
opposite of
because,
smart.
Shady lady math.
Because actually, if you would have been triggered by, if somebody would enable you to buy that, you would have spent that $350. So you would have been $350 down.
He's thinking it's going to be the same as the Mex. It's 78. He's saying maybe more because of the
350?
tariffs, as you were sort of alluding to. So 400 easy with their new shipping. The recent Gomez was 30.
Yeah. I agree with 78. I would say with 350, 400 range. Yeah.
And there was a rat ninja on the box. I want to sort of bring that up.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
is another
one-eyed
cool.
rat ninja.
Nice catch.
Yeah, that one
Final crash.
That one
Nice.
is nice. I'm definitely buying that one.
Dude with a drill.
As long as they don't
hand.
release a Butler Frog again, I'll pass on that again.
Rick Jones wants to get in on the prediction game at
Ooh,
450.
450.
Yeah. I would say the
real
same,
quick.
500.
I think that's a high. That's 350 to 450. Yeah, that's about right.
And going back to the Pacific Northwest Mythic Meetup in summer 2026, Blake wants everyone to know it's going to be an awesome time. There's going to be definitely be a pool party because he's got access to a pool, toy photography seminar, and of course, toys and our amazing community love. Check out the news
bring my
episode
floaties.
that I did a couple weeks ago with Blake. He kind of breaks that down a little bit more, and the whole toy photography thing where he lives, it's just like gorgeous, not too far from where he's at. He takes his figures out to take photos, and he was going to kind of take folks on an outdoor photography workshop.
That's cool.
Very
Yeah.
cool. What's
What's up, Vine Jungle, Alan? All right, moving on. Thank you for, again, 2 pulls, Alberto. Look at you giving us some nice needless ephemera to check out. You guys,
Bring that kind of
oh my
content to another
goodness.
show I know about.
This is dope.
so Latin Legions, what you know about some Mexica toys coming from Jason Demon, who was also here on the channel a couple weeks back, and we were breaking down his new line, Rise of the Fifth Sun.
Oh, wow.
Familiar-ish?
I've
think
heard
I've
of Jason Demon, yeah. But
Okay.
I still have yet to see this. This is awesome right here.
Yeah, we we
okay.
showcased him when he first dropped the teaser on one of our shows. So
Okay.
he's come a long
So
way.
he
since then.
teased Rise of the Fifth Sun, which is a total like Mexica Aztec line. He's kind of looking at like really studied and try to pull from as much sort of history and cultura as possible to be as close to authentic while also engaging in some of the like the fantasy elements. And so and because of logistical reasons, like the need to basically be able to afford the bodies, some of the characters, he was saying a couple weeks back that like, oh, this god is actually female, but we're turning in the male just so that we can get it out in the first wave. So stuff like that. There's some liberties being taken, but still there's some really good stuff happening here. This is his version of Quetzalcoatl with the alt head. So Ed, Tony, that's 2 you're gonna have to get of this because this will be the main head.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Look at the hands with the heart, man. Whew, you can.
yeah.
It's gonna be one of
that
those
thing
things
is
that's
sweet.
holding it.
I
up.
feel that. I feel it
I
I was
pumping
gonna
right now.
ask if that was a heart. That thing is nice. Wow.
And
Is that
here
a face
is
mask?
the
That beak?
yes.
Yeah, that's a
So
beak,
this
yeah.
is the alt head with a mask, and you can kind of see that over here.
I knew Vaz was gonna jump in on this hard. Yep, definitely.
Yep.
This line is looking amazing, and here's a little bit more detail. This is Ehekat, and you can kind of see the mask on there, alt head.
Wow.
And then this is the source material.
Actually, Brick, it was Vaz who introduced us to Jason's.
Oh, cool. Jason's work. Yeah, because Jason's work is everywhere. You may not realize if you've ever bought like a third-party head from somewhere, whether it's like from Dust Till Dawn or from Josh Brown Customs or Josh Brown Toys. He's featured, like his parts are everywhere. So you've probably seen a Jason Demon part, and now he's putting that energy into his own toy line. This was
that's super cool.
The source material from the Codice Barbonico, and so this is the sort of translation. Man, look at that. That's just
the details on the feathers.
Jeez.
Yeah.
The twine, beautiful work.
Damn, this guy.
Yeah.
Killed.
This line is going to be amazing. He's looking to kickstart it at some point. You know, just like it's one of those things where he's got to raise the capital and like build the interest. And so definitely check out Jason here a couple weeks back, and it's actually right after the Mythic meetup is Adam Power Channel was also here. He was actually like over there in the other room, and we were all three of us talking, and it was really cool because he's been helping Jason a little bit with that line and kind of getting the lore together. If you haven't heard him talk about it, you should definitely check that out, because him talking about the story and sort of how these different gods are playing the role in this thing, and the sort of the different suns, right? The fifth sun. Anyway, check it out. Rise of the Sun.
That's cool.
Done for doubles, right? Because they have alternate heads.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see these painted up.
That's my motto.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
There's definitely, and check out the Rise of the Fifth Sun Instagram. You can kind of see. I think I actually have it. No, yeah, here, because these I did show last time, but just so you can kind of see, since it's new to you guys, I'd love to share it with you. You can kind of see where the colors are going to go. It's looking really great. So check that out. Here's one more that was newer that that wasn't up when he and I talked. So I wanted to share this because this thing is cool.
This thing is nasty.
Dude, it is killer. Look at the face sticking out of there. So I think it's a hummingbird, if I remember. I don't know.
The only thing I would be afraid of is the feathers. If it's too thin, it'll crack easy. If it like falls,
if it's too hard material, it could snap. If it's a softer material, it might work out.
Yeah.
Well, you know, these are going to be mass produced. I don't think these are going to be like head printouts, which that's when it falls.
They're not. This is all mass produced. It'll be a line. He's working on it, and he's man, he is hard at work. Yeah,
I love that black
these
paint.
definitely look awesome. That's right. Alan on the Clubhouse last night was like, "What is this head?" And I was like, "Oh, that's totally a Jason Demon." He was painting it live on the stream. Jason's Aztecs, this is Vaz saying, Jason's Aztecs are definitely on my list all in. Man, look at that heart. Galima. Yeah, totally. Different continent, but yeah, totally. Nolan saying, man, this Aztec warrior looks so good. I know that definitely Rob.
The gods are in
all over those. This is great. So this is what it's at. Like, so just keep an eye out. It's going to be a Kickstarter. They're going to need the push. So you know, be aware of it. And so here's the question: these are really cool. Are they Aztec, Olmec, or Mayan? So they're Mexica, which is sort of it is Aztec. It's oh no, sorry, my bad. It is Mayan. Woof. Am I breaking that right? There is some crossover, but it is I'll just leave it at Mexica. Look it up, because that's always been sort of my catch-all, but mainly Aztec. I know I'm jumping around, but it's Aztec. But on this one, sorry, I got to come back here. That's some angry cholo. I like it. Nolan, definitely going to jump in on this Kickstarter. Okay, so this is coming. It's a Kickstarter. This is my segue. You guys do a lot of Kickstarters?
I've done a few.
We did a few.
Throw out. I'm just curious. Throw out some of the ones that you actually
I've done
you backed back in the day.
The Spawn with the medieval
Savage Crucible,
Awok,
yeah, the
Brutal
Spawn,
Realm,
Savage Crucible,
Savage
Brutal
Crucibles,
Savage Crucible, Awok,
Mad Hatter Toys, Flipor,
Flipor,
yeah. Oh, what else did we?
What else is there? The ones that other toy line that's with like angels and oh my god,
D13.
No, not D13. That's another one before D13.
You're talking Almighty Legends.
Almighty Legends.
Oh, okay, Almighty Legends.
Yes, who's like sort of doing a little bit of a collaboration with Savage Crucible using similar body parts and interchangeable body parts. Yep. All right. I ask because, as folks know, I help out Sperotoys with some marketing stuff. I helped heavily with the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom Primal Series 2, but this is a little bit different. So I help with the updates, and there were folks, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to, I'm not doxing you. No one knows who you are. This person was like, hey, is it normal to take years to receive products? Have any of you received anything from them? You know, worried that like, oh man, they ditched me. I totally get that, right? That's kind of part of the this whole Kickstarter thing, right? You're crowdfunding, like, and so there have been some cases, as we know, of people who have, and there you go with the opening, who were, less than, what's the word? Who didn't do a good job managing the money. Let's just say that, or in some cases, straight up running. Obviously, Spiro's in a different case, but this isn't about Spiro. This is sort of my response. And I was just breaking down, and there's like a little bit of a typo here because I was cutting and pasting. So don't try and read it
typo.
Too much.
Oh no,
it's not even a typo. It's like that doesn't make any human sense. But that said, my point was, hey, that's an interesting question. It makes me wonder, like, how long have things taken? I was with a guest, Grindhouse Toys, last Tuesday. And, he's in the middle of a Kickstarter, and he was talking, reminiscing or just sort of talking about like other Kickstarters and how fast or slow they've been. And I've just noticed that, we sometimes we'll just talk and say things. I'm sure Al will probably jump in right there. People just throw out there, oh, this one took hella long, or this one was super fast. And I am trying in my old age to be as objective as possible. So, this is what I did. I totally took all the Kickstarters I did in chronological order. These are ones that I've actually backed. And I kind of went back to sort of see when did their campaigns end, and then when did stuff start coming. And I just thought, I just want to throw it out and share it out there. I'm going to probably do a little bit more with this, just to kind of just add some level of level-headedness to the conversations. So with Savage Crucible, for example, I backed them a while back, but then the campaign actually ended in April 1st. And from there, let's call that go. They were able to get their figures out, and you'll see here about a little over a year later, they were able to get wave 1. And then the second wave just started shipping. I just got mine last week. And so you can kind of just look at that. Again, it's not good or bad as far as I'm concerned. I didn't even look at like when they said they would, because I don't go by that. I go by actuals. Like, when does stuff actually get here? Because having worked with different people who create toys or any kind of like production oriented business, you make estimates. And if you're working with a factory or whatever, so many things can happen, as we know.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was interesting. There it is with Savage Crucible. Armies of Ashmore, excellent toys, right? But those took a while. And again, no judgment, but that ended back in June 4th, 2023. And then we got them just shy of 2 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So like, people might be like, oh, making judgments or whatever. It's apples and oranges. There's 1,000,001 reasons why maybe these figures, given their size, right? Maybe the iteration, whatever, the factory they happen to be working with, versus like when I think back to wave 1 of these, where all the Lemurians essentially, like just different apples and oranges. That said, Odious, Wade, Unparalleled Universe, a little bit over a year. But again, one figure. I think there was 2 options, right? There was the one with the dope soft goods, and then there was another one clothless. So fairly simple, more straightforward than some of the other ones. Legendary, dude. This was October 15, 2023. Still going. We're in 2025. Again, I'm not mad. You know what I'd be mad is if I get figures and then they suck, right?
Yep.
So I'm
Quality
like,
control.
you guys,
Yeah.
as the kids say, let them cook, right? And we'll judge when it comes out.
Yeah, be patient.
I just thought it was kind of interesting to sort of see these dates. And I've got stuff like, Cyberzoic that I've got my big old dragon. Some of that's still sort of in progress delivering. Combat creatures, which I showed you. I just thought it was, I think, and I guess what I'm arguing for is just a little bit of, level-headedness when we think about this stuff. And let's actually sort of see what's what. And I think as we have the whole indie thing, right, more and more, we as, like, if we're just collectors and consumers, we're more and more getting educated through this process, right? Just like I was showing you the behind the scenes of, like, the behind the scenes of the soft goods. I love this kind of stuff too. Just curious, what have you got?
What also helps with these toy companies is that they continue to be informative. They update us on, especially like Brutal Realm and Legendary and all of them. Updates help ease that waiting time. Because they might be going back to the factory, something needs to change. They need to update in tooling, or even the factory shuts down. So you have all these things, and if they keep you up to date, open to the community, is a good way to ease that tension. Because some people would think, in reality, that I supported this, I gave my money today, I should be getting this tomorrow. And that's the hard part to realize that a Kickstarter is something that they actually need this money before they can go into production, because they need to put in a lot of things in the capital to get this running from the infancy. So it's not something that is already made.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the education piece, right? And that's what I was trying to do in this comment. But just be like, hey, like, we as backers, what they're really asking is like, hey, can you help make this thing a reality? Like, like, get in on this business and help us make it happen. That's different from what's going to happen this Wednesday, where Four Horsemen are going to reveal these brand new things that have done some production and stuff. They're going to invest their capital and whatever pre-order money they get into making it. So it's not like it's happening no matter what, right? This is hey, we need to see if it's viable kind of thing. And
there's so many extraneous variables, something could happen during production. Something's is not done right. You got to check it out. You got to make changes again, right? You guys taking, like, down in China, they don't work for what, like a whole month? Is it? They take off
Chinese New Year.
Sometimes over more on the Lunar New Year. Yeah.
So there's a lot.
There's all of those things, and that 100%. Wesley K saying usually the predicted date is optimistic. Allow for extra time.
That's the way
I just asked that we get updates around the time that was predicted. Absolutely, Wesley. And so, on that note, that's a funny thing. It's like they're optimistic, but they're not like just guessing or making it up, as folks know. They're talking with the factory, and the factory is saying, yeah, this is what we believe it will take. But of course, the factory doesn't necessarily know that, project ahead of time is going to take more iterations than they thought, or someone's going to drop out, or whatever, right? There's all sorts of things.
And sometimes these are young independent companies, they have a time slot, but they might get bumped, and the product doesn't get made at the time that they actually gave them the timeline.
Yep.
Because they're going by purchase orders. If another company is making more purchase orders for to be shipped to the United States, they get more money. They're going to bump that smaller company who's only making maybe for what they call those, the big crates that they have, the shipping containers.
Oh, the shipping containers.
Right, to fill up a shipping container. So if someone's ordering 2 shipping containers over half of one, they need to fill it with some other person's toys, then they're going to go with the person who's paying for 2 shipping containers.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing. And as much as I want people to definitely like support the indies, I'm all about that. But there is some adjustment, right? There's some, it's a different deal.
You have to curb your expectations from a Hasbro to a Savage Crucible.
Whole different world. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. I know it's come up. Action Figuratorium did a video just I think today, kind of talking about this, and he and I were kind of talking about collaborating on something like this. But I just wanted to share it because it was going through my head. Clearly, I'm all about backing. These are all things that I've backed just because I want to support folk. And so I'm patient, like, and I know it's not an easy thing. So appreciate those folks. And then here's the logic again, quote unquote logic. Final Crash 244. Brick may have saved $350, but he's going to spend it on Armies of Ashmore Wave 2. See, you get me, man. You know how this works. In other words, I just got a great deal on Armies of Ashmore Wave 2. All right. Okay. Let's see. How are we on time? Okay, we'll wrap up with a couple of other things. Speaking of going to Target, I don't hate on the big companies. Like if they're making something I'm interested in, I'm all about it. This is McFarlane. Y'all, any Diablo players?
I played it once or twice. It was pretty good.
Does it matter? How about does it matter when you see this like cool little demon? What are you thinking? What are you seeing?
If I see that at Ross, I'm picking it up.
Oh man!
Oh, the Rosscon pickups. She's big. She comes with this cool stand that'll get her sort of floating. She's the queen of the succubi. Just really cool looking sculpt. This is a great question. So you'd be like, can she move? We'll get there. You got the soft goods. I was looking at this. I was like, okay, McFarlane. I will say, like, I've gotten some McFarlane figures that I've been surprised by, especially like their non-DC stuff. Not hating on that. I've got some of those, but their Dune 2 movie, their figures for the Dune 2 movie, I got that Cheney. I was surprised by like the soft goods on her and some of the sculpt details. So that's all here. He's I keep saying he's not it's Todd, it's McFarlane Toys. It's a company, I know. So it's not Todd per se, but the McFarlane Toy Company is moving into more and more. They're doing face plates. That's like, that's a good amount of things. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
They read the room.
Yep. And then there's some articulation there. There's some things you can do.
Yeah.
There's some. It's still a McFarlane figure. I don't know if it doesn't look like it has that like weirdo fake butterfly cup thing, but maybe this is, who knows what stage this is.
Yeah.
But it's a cool looking figure. I was pretty impressed, and I was like, okay, she looks like I could easily slot her into one of these weirdo toy lines and shelves that I've got going on over here.
And it's Lilith. And it's Lilith.
There you go. That's for the only.
Look at her toes. Ooh.
There you go.
Goes into toes.
There's 5 toes. The audience likes. We do it all here, man. There was talk of real dolls. There was some animal figures. McFarlane. Look out for her. Some Diablo toys. What you know about Wukong? You ever heard of a character named Sun Wukong?
That's right.
I've heard a little bit about it. I laugh. I kid because Wukong is everywhere right now.
Yeah, it's in the zeitgeist.
That Diablo.
So hot.
It's a trip, man. I grew up, Matt, where we grew up in the same area. We were lucky. We were in the LA area. So we had like 1 million channels. Well, compared to most people, like 8 channels. And then you'd get like in the afternoons, you could sometimes get these Chinese language channels, and I'd flip through, and all of a sudden there's this dude dressed like a monkey running around with some, like in all seriousness, and they're taking him seriously, doing a little bit of martial arts. But I was just like, what is this guy? Later come to find out, that's Journey to the West. That's Sun Wukong. And right now between, it feels like the N.O.T.I.C.A.S was the first one, then the Figure Obscura one. We got one from Fury Toys incoming, and now N.Art, based on one of the at one point I thought it was like breaking all sorts of sales records. The Black Myth Wukong video game was like international hit.
That was a big thing.
And so now you've got N.Art, who started off doing more 1/6 stuff, started moving into the 1/12 space, and they got the Black Myth Wukong. Look at that. Wire goods. Sorry. The Black Myth Wukong license, and they've been really just like they know they've got something special with this license, and they're doing it justice. You're talking about that articulation on that Lilith, but check out this check out this monkey.
I like how
There was a
the
little bit
Exactly, right?
Even
If you're gonna
attack.
have a figure such as it's based on mythological
Look at that.
So much-
Wukong, which is a monkey.
Foot articulation.
You need the articulation, right? All the poses that this character has
Yep.
done.
Oh,
Look at that toe.
You got a
man.
toe hinge. He has toe hinge.
Sweet.
because he's
That-
he's
toe
got
hinge
the toe thumb to go on. You got the
Yeah.
tail. Yeah, dude, this thing is looking cool, and everything from that game just looks amazing. Here's the pre-order, and it's not like the craziest price. It's $70 essentially.
Wow.
So if you're going direct to them, it's $13 deposit and then 57 plus shipping. So there's
Oh,
that.
I'm gonna
There's
look
other
at
Is that for
vendors.
the standard edition? They got
This is for
premium and standard.
this is for the premium, is my understanding. Wait, let me check. Oh no, sorry, my bad. Premium is like $87 ish,
Still good.
$86.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Premium isn't a whole lot. Like it just got this one effects piece,
Okay.
and there was another thing I'm forgetting, but it's like kind of a no-brainer. That like, oh, how do I not get the? Look at that.
Wow.
How do I not get the premium? But he's got his staff that extends. It can shrink and grow. He can pull it out of his ear. But this is the first thing I did with my N.O.T.I.C.A.S was like I want to pose him hanging off of his staff like this, which he's done in different places. But so this line is looking really cool.
Options.
This is
if you like-
yep.
I'm about to order it.
You got you. Well, here's the deal. Just like the other day, this is me putting it out in the universe and talking to myself and basically saying, because I for a while I was like, oh man, I've got too many Wukongs. I've got the N.O.T.I.C.A, I've got the Figure Obscura, I'm good. And this is me talking myself into buying the in-art. They've got 2 figures out right now. The first one, interestingly enough, they came out with Baji, which is sort of like, they call him Pigsy sometimes, a little pig dude, giant head. And this is just the beginning. So this is the 4th sister, I want to say. But the game is awesome. This is, I'm forgetting his name. I have it somewhere. Chinese name. Where was it? Zhangjiya. So a lot of these are different gods from Chinese sort of belief, lore.
Reiterate what
There's
I
your
said
armor.
before. The gods are in. The gods are in.
The gods are in. Rob's getting some in-art Batman soon.
Ooh,
Can't wait
nice.
for that. It's good stuff, man. Again, there's like, we're in no shortage of really great toys. That's the thing. It's not even like, oh man, there's a lot of cool, like good toys out there. No, there's a lot of great toys out there, as well as like Alberto bringing in like, there's a lot of great independent like makers doing dope like
Yes.
world building stuff. So I try my
Wow,
best to
look at
stop
that.
every now and then and look at that
The thing is
and just be like,
sweet.
damn, what a time we are in. I said that this morning on the Tribe show, but it's true. Like I just try my best to stop and just smell the roses and be like, we are getting some of the coolest toys we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I know. Back
You
in
know
the
what
day,
I'm
this
looking
would have been
for?
a statue. You could have guessed something like this, but it would have been a statue.
Yeah.
Now you have it
Mhm.
with articulation.
I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
man.
to that new
I'm definitely
Kickstarter
into it.
from Badass Reviews. Him and his partner
Yes,
with the vampires. I forgot the name.
from the realm, baby.
From the realm.
From the realm. Yes. Jorge was on 2 Sundays ago. We were talking about From the Realm. It's coming. That's another thing, right? There's really cool things to support. There's the
Wow,
Pigsy.
look at that.
There's your sort of Flame On, one of the monkeys in the sort of the in the world. Anyway, cool stuff. And like I know I've got the Latin Legions folks up in here. I'm Filipino, to be clear. I don't want anyone to get twisted. I'm not Chinese. There's Chinese blood there somewhere. But like I'm into the fact that we are getting, like I showed you freaking Jason Demons doing a whole like Mexica line, and a lot of people are going to get educated. And even if they don't get educated, they're just like, oh, that is cool. I think that's a win. Like people are like embracing different looking fantasy characters now. We don't all have to be knights. We don't all have to be barbarians. There's more, and they can team up. They can fight on the
Absolutely.
shelves.
Yeah.
And now you can throw in your, your mythical Chinese stuff. And the thing about Chinese culture and lore and belief, the deities, man, it's wild. Some of the wildest things you could ever imagine, right, are coming out of this stuff. So I'm excited that we're getting toys of it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited.
All right, a couple more things. I know we're running long. Let's just get through it. Oh, here's more of that. The prototypes, cool stuff. I think this is almost the last thing. No, let's call this the last thing. Acid Rain. You guys heard of this? Familiar with the Joy Toy or not? The Joy Toy. I keep saying Joy Toy. It's 1/18.
Usually,
stuff.
right?
You seen this?
I've heard of Acid Rain, but I never really got into it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like post-apocalyptic figures and stuff like that. Military.
A little bit, but with like mechs and military, but like big old mech, heavy duty gear, right? Like this thing that this guy's wearing with these laser things or whatever. They've been 118 last week at Joe Fest. There was a table that had these things on there. These are 112. We are getting 112 Acid Rain under the sort of subline, or I guess title, Novark. And you can kind of see, like, look at the accessories on this thing. A lot of it's like incredibly like articulated and posable. Check out that gear and that spine sort of thing going on.
A lot of detail.
Your joints. So the word, I shared this a little bit last time. I just got some updates from some people that were there. Shout out to Adam, Highly Articulated, who was letting me know, because I that was the first thing when I heard about this. I was like, dude, you're going to be there. Please send me pictures of this stuff. He ended up talking with the folks, and the word is that they're shooting for a $30 to $35 price point on these. That was a big question because Acid Rain stuff is not cheap. $30 to $35, 112 Acid Rain World stuff. Don't quote us on this because this is actually us just sort of like wondering because he didn't measure it or anything. But the word there, it looks like it scales a little bit more with your, what you'd assume the military stuff, the Classified, Action Force, Operation Monster Force, Eagle Force 112 versus like Legions, right? Which tend to be a little bit bigger, or AWok, which is for sure bigger, which is good news for me because that probably means I'll be buying very few of them. And see, I just made even more toy buying money just there in this fandom.
Watch the savings.
Does stuff interest you guys at all? Yeah, savings.
It looks good, but I may just pass.
Yeah,
it depends when I see them in person. You know what I mean?
Of course. Always. This is super early. Yeah. Intrigued? Curious?
Looks good.
Yeah, I'll check them out when they're all interesting. I try not to get into new lines. I try not to. So.
I've been trying to get Matt to get into 5K toys, but he just don't want to do it.
I'm a rock.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you though, if you start getting the 5K toys, it gets to you fast because they're shipping out. I think like Monterey Park or something super close to you. You get it like right when it gets it. But check out like the mech arms and everything, man. I'm intrigued, and again, it's one more thing, one more cool toy line that's out there.
The articulation is really cool. Like the poses they're getting there. Like I've had a feeling those are probably going to be buttery smooth. Like AWoks are some of the funnest ones to mess with because of the way they move, and I could see if these move like that, then that could be tempting. Just because if they're fun to play with, they're fun to play with.
Yeah, and with all
I like
that
the loadout.
sort of like
you have a lot of weapons. Yeah, it looks like a lot of accessories, add-ons. It's pretty cool.
I'll follow it. I'll keep looking.
It also gives collectors options, and that's the most beautiful thing. That with the toy world, you have options. Doesn't mean you have to buy everything, but you can appreciate it, and someone else will pick it up. Hopefully.
Yeah, you convince your buddy to buy it, so you can go to their house and play with it. I will just say that this right here, Acid Rain, is like straight out of Masamune Shiro books, right? Whether you're talking Ghost in the Shell, or just that whole sort of like mix of like mech and bodies combined. My thing is, it's not just like, it's definitely paint, it's sculpt. We know this, like this has all like, it just keeps the quality keeps ramping up. Now, look at this guy. What's up? Sorry.
What's up?
Hello, Carlos.
Hello, Carlos.
the articulation and all the little detail accessories, I feel like that's just going to like ramp things up again. People are going to be like, oh, well, you know, Acid Rain has given us this stuff, or AWOK's articulation is like this and it feels great. And oh, Mythic Legions has a pop and swap. And so like more and more the market's just like, okay, what else can they give us? Right. Because there's a little bit of a healthy competition and a, you know, rising tides raise all ships and all of that. So I don't know. Even if it's not something you're into, all I see is like, wow, the toy game is just going to keep getting better and better if you're a collector.
Big time.
You can even see it from wave to wave, from AWOK's, you know, wave to wave has incrementally has gotten better, especially with Mythic Legions as well. We didn't have when we first got Mythic Legions, they had a cape. It was just a piece of fabric with 2 holes in it, 3 holes in it. Now you have tailored capes, tailored outfits. Is amazing.
Yeah.
Face plates is
these
another
guys are.
changer. You even see McFarlane with the just with the Lilith, the face plates.
Got face plates. You got soft goods, wired soft goods. Now we're getting tailored soft goods more and more, not just capes.
Mythic's got that.
Yeah,
it's so
it's
the best.
It's
time,
good, man. People playing with materials like all the transparents and translucent stuff. It's a good time to be a collector, man. So he's saying there's a short video of the articulated exoskeleton in motion that shows a little bit of the movement. I don't have that ready here, but yes, there's all sorts of cool stuff. But guys, we crossed the streams. Ghostbusters taught us we're not supposed to do that, but we did it. We braved the elements. Yeah, we created what? Chaos, mayhem. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and for doing this crazy idea of trying to jump around. And thank you again for having me last time and today. I appreciate the whole game thing. Yeah, dude, I love it. It's like what is it? It's like going on doing like The Price is Right or
that's the whole point. Yeah,
Double Dare, man. It's cool.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
someday. I want to see you guys build a.
I need your address.
I was gonna say
slime for the next game.
We'll see like the obstacle course and stuff. Hey, I appreciate you all. Alberto, happy birthday, man. Thank you for hanging out with these guys, all of us today on your birthday. So I hope it was a good one.
Yep.
And congratulations for on your sweet super $20 Grime City stuff. Well done. We'll be looking for that code. And Alberto Morales, I'll end with this. Yeah, hooray for Pinoy Legions. That's right. We'll get there. There's a bunch of us. We are Legion. All right, folks. What else do you guys got going on? Do you already kind of know who your next guest will be next week?
No, not yet.
Okay.
We're going to have Jackie Jager and company July 20th. Nice. That's in the wrap. That's wrapped up, ready to go.
Sweet. Okay. And so tell folks the schedule so that they know to look out for it.
Matt, Ed, you want to hit that?
Latin Legions. It's on Sundays on our Latin Legions YouTube channel at 3:00 West Coast time, 6 p.m. East Coast time. And generally pretty much every Sunday, if there's a Father's Day or Easter once in a while, we'll take off, but not very often. So you'll usually find us there. And we play games, and then we'll talk about toys, other fun stuff, whatever else is going on in the toy or even movie, TV.
Yeah.
We kind of hit it all.
Yeah, pop culture. Whatever's going on in the zeitgeist, we try to hit it.
That's right.
You can also check out Tony on Wednesdays.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Tony, you want to tell them about your Wednesday habit?
Yeah, my Wednesday habit is with Cobra Dad over on YouTube, The Weekly Habit. Me and Cobra Dad take 2 issues of comic books and we review them. We also do a little hijinks. It might not be safe for work, so make sure you have your butts in. So it's a good time. He's a great guy. He's looking for support too. It's a growing channel, a small channel, so he's hoping to elevate it bigger and brighter. We're working on different programming components, and he's also created some games and reviewing comic book covers and all this other stuff. So it's definitely worth a check out, just to check out especially if you're into comic books.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'm gonna definitely make sure.
This Wednesday we're gonna be reading Scumbag number 5 and Berserk #6.
Okay.
Oh, all right. I might join you for that. #6 meaning like chapter 6 or like the big old volume.
Yeah,
six?
book 6. Yeah, book 6.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm in a read right now, and I'm waiting for the big old gigantic volume 6.
Okay,
yeah. Okay, so it's here's the homework, folks. Go check out, and I put it in the links here in the live. But you're checking out Latin Legions channel. You're checking out the Weekly Habit U channel, and you're checking out the Toy Locals channel. Head over there.
Locals, yes. I just dropped a video on CT Toys Gambit. So.
Ooh.
Yeah,
looking at those CT toys / mess toys. All right, I think we lost Al on his birthday. He's like, nah.
He's there.
But
eating some cake.
You fell face first in the cake. There he is.
There he is. Read more comics and then read Alan more comics. I'm with 78. All right, folks, we are done here for today. Thank you all for hanging out. It was awesome. Like, again, crossing the streams. Hold on. I'm supposed to try and pretend to be professional. This is where I play music. Say goodbye. Say your last piece. Do your shout outs. What's up?
Thanks for having us.
You're absolutely welcome, man. Thank you.
Good night, chat.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, chat.
Yes.
Good night, so, ladies and gentlemen.
With that, music. There's music. Yes, it's still going. It's like an end stream, and like I don't know. It's